Hey guys, this is Sean with Alexander Tutoring, and today I want to talk about the Pythagorean Theorem, something that everyone learns. But the main thing I want to go over is most students in most classes are just given the Pythagorean Theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, assumed it's gospel, and basically don't explain how they got this formula, where it comes from. Does it come from outer space? No. And as you know, it's very important to us that our students understand where the formulas come from. It's not enough to just memorize a formula and go through the motions. I want you to see how Pythagoras figured this out thousands of years ago, okay? So the Pythagorean theorem applies to right triangles. Right means that there is a 90-degree angle, as we can see here. Um, and yeah, so we label what's called the legs of the triangle, A and B. This is a leg, this is a leg. Um, and then the hypotenuse, which is the longest side of the triangle, is C. Now, it doesn't matter which leg you call A or B. I could have called A, B, and BA. But what is important is that the hypotenuse, or the long side, has to be called C, okay? So how do we come up with this formula? Well, there's a lot of ways to do it, actually, but I'm going to show you one way. So what I'm going to do is draw four equal sized triangles, okay? And I'm going to make them 5 squares by 3 squares. As long as they're right triangles, it doesn't matter, but just to be consistent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And then, boom. There's one right triangle. And then I'm going to make another one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 3. And another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 3. And finally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 3. Okay, and so based on how we labeled it, again, these are 4 identical triangles. We have A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Okay, so you can see we have 4 triangles and a nice square in the middle. The square is C by C, that makes it a square. And so what we're going to do now is write down the area of the whole picture here, the whole object we just drew down, in 2 different ways. So what is the area of this whole thing? Well, there's a couple ways we can think about it. It makes a big square, right? So we could say it's just the area of a square is length times width, right? So we could just do this length times this length. What is the length of a side? Well, it's just A plus B, right? And then we're going to multiply that by the length of the other side. It's a square, so it's the same thing. And that which should be the area of the whole object. Now, can you think of another way we could write the area of the entire object? Well, what we could do is just add up all the individual shapes, right? We got 4 triangles in a square. So what's the area of a triangle? Well, hopefully you remember that's 1/2 base times height. So the area of one of the triangles is 1/2 the base, which we can call B, times the height, which we can call A. So that's the area of one triangle. Well, how many triangles do we have? We have 4. So to get the area of all 4 triangles, what do we need to do? We need to multiply this by 4. Okay? And what did we miss? We missed the area of the square. So we're going to add that in. And the area of the square is what? C times C, right? Or better known as C squared. Okay, so we have an equation here, and we basically just wrote down the area in 2 different ways. On the left-hand side, we just did the whole side times the whole side. And then we set that equal to the same area, just said another way, the sum of all the shapes. Okay, so let's do a little work here. Now, one thing that you should know how to do is distribute, or in this case, some people call it FOIL. So on the left-hand side, the way we distribute this is we just multiply in every combination possible. So I like to start with this guy, and we're going to do A times A, which is A squared. And then we're going to multiply this guy, A times B, so we go plus AB. Okay, and then we're done with the A. We move on to the B. B times A is BA, or AB. Order doesn't matter in multiplication. 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. And then finally, we do b times b, which is b squared. Okay, and then looking on the left-hand side, first order of operations says we do multiplication first, so I'll think of this as 4 over 1. And we can see the 4 over 1 multiplies with the 1/2 to get 4 over 2ba. Okay, we'll simplify now on the left-hand side. Well, look, we have ab plus ab. What's that? Well, it's like x plus x, right? X plus x is 2x, so ab plus ab is 2ab. Okay, over here, what's 4 over 2? Well, it is 2. BA, AB, same thing, I write AB. And looking at both sides of the equation, you'll notice that there's a 2ab common to both sides, so we can subtract that from both sides. Draw a line underneath. Equal sign comes straight down. So these guys just go away, right? And what are we left with on the left-hand side? And here, these go away. Boom. There it is, guys. That is where the Pythagorean theorem comes from. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great day.